This is farms. Okay, we are heading to the farm outside of Pisa. We are on a local, like, regional train, and there's just like farm after farm after farm, and it is beautiful.
Our host was so nice and picked us up from the train station and drove us the rest of the way to the agriturismo after we had a day in Pontedera. There'll be a video on that soon. Anyway, back to this beautiful ride we had through the Tuscan hills to the farm we would stay at the next week. We saw lots of different types of fields and trees.
Questo si chiama in italiano pioppi, but in English I think it's popel. Can it be?
As oleo?
No, this is olive tree. This is olive tree. And popel is used to do furniture. So
Back to this gorgeous drive. We then turned off the main road and started driving up a dirt road, which led to their home and the agriturismo. We could see olive trees on the side, and then we got to where we would do a lot of work over the next couple days. And we're here!
We've arrived.
Hi.
We're here! We're at the farm!
This is beautiful.
No, sabes que you can just walk around and we meet in front of the house.
Ciao!
Wow. Just beautiful. Wow. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely... Look, they're wind turbines. Wow. Olive trees.
Yeah.
Chickens.
They
Chickens.
and they had many more sheep.
They're the donkey.
Oh my god, I know.
Day one of woofing, and I am planting some lavender bushes. And here's this. Digging some holes. I've got gloves. I'm in the dirt. Fertilizer. One done.
I proceeded to plant like 4 more of them, and then watch me as I figure out where to plant the last lavender bush. I'm measuring, and then digging a hole was quite a process. Trust me, I cut out a ton of footage here. There was a lot of me just hitting the ground, whacking the ground, moving back and forth. I also talked to myself a lot. Like, here, listen.
Pull all the weeds. All the roots. There we go. That's a good one. Okay. Is this big enough?
I stood up and almost fell on all my hard work. Oh no. Okay, I'm back.
There. A little bit more. Put in some fertilizer. Mix it up. Mix it all up in there. Some dirt covering it. Pack it down. Take the plant out. There you go. Then they put some more dirt. Pack it down. Perfect. Okay. Pack. Pack it in. Put all this dirt back in here. It's the ugliest of all the ones I've done, but it's okay. Pack it in. Not bad. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. Planted those bad boys. I've been raking dirt, taking a little break just to carve up, get some toast with some fresh jam that's made on the property. Did a bunch more planting after the lavender bush, and then I've just been raking for the last hour. Super excited for what else the day has to bring. Here you go. Watch some raking.
Raking was pretty hard because it had rained recently, so the entire side of this hill was basically one hard dried up mud pile. You had to hit it quite a lot to rake up the hard butts and then move it around.
Good.
Do I look like I'm doing anything?
All of that has been raked. All of that still has to be raked. Look how flat it is. It was so bumpy. We're killing it. Lunch was made for us. We have a massive pot of pumpkin risotto. So delicious. Very grateful after all the raking. And then we're taking a break before we do the branches. We're laughing at how much risotto there is. There's a lot of risotto. There's chickens on the property and we've been having fresh eggs. It's just absolutely gorgeous here.
We were clearing branches that the host had trimmed or pruned from the olive trees. We learned that for the olives to grow better and taste better, all the important things, the trees need to be pruned before growing season. I'm going to show you a couple angles so you can really grasp how much trimming happened and how many trees there were. And this was only one area of the farm. There were many more trees on the agriturismo. The picking season is in October, and they pick all the olives in a couple days. If it rains too much, though, in September, like last year, then the olives will have too much water in them, and they won't yield as much oil after the pressing. This agriturismo uses the oil they make on the property, and they also sell it to guests if they want to buy some. Disclaimer, it was freaking delicious. Okay, look how big this pile is getting, and Jess was there now helping as well. Yay! I'll speed it up a bit more. Wow, look at the clouds and that pile. Wow! And let's grab the last couple branches, and now we're all done.
First day on the farm done. Wanted to just show you a little bit of the area. So this, where I'm standing right now, will be a parking lot. We have been raking so that can be all grass, similar to the fresh grass, which is down over here, which has just recently grown. We picked up a bunch of tree from being pruned on the olive trees. They make their own olive oil here, which is super cool. And they're working on a little like pond. We're done with the day. We're gonna go rest up and we'll do it all again tomorrow. We might go into Gioli for the afternoon. If that's something we do, you'll hear about it. Okay, we've come to Piccioli. Have really, really gorgeous views. My goodness. Look at these views. Just absolutely beautiful here. We're gonna get some gelato and just walk around the town. Cute little town. We stopped at a little pasticceria Ferrati and just got a, what else? Pistachio gelato. It's very good. Mine now. I'm just kidding. This was just hanging over the edge. Look at that. We're taking a little snack break. We just finished raking that huge hill, putting down grass seeds and then re-raking it to get the seeds into the ground. And now we're taking a little break and then we're gonna go weed the vegetable garden where there's onion, garlic, kissing garlic, which is the garlic that doesn't have the smell and less of a peel around it. There's also spinach and chard, onions. So we're gonna weed all of the area down there. But before that, we need a snack.
Here are the beds that we weeded in the garden. Look at all those weeds.
Okay, we just did a ton of weeding. Now it's lunchtime. Much deserved. I'm ready to sit down. Today, it's our day off. We've left the farm. We are going to look at the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Pisa, yay.
We got to choose this day as our day off, and we just wandered, and you'll see a video on Pisa another day. Now back to the farm. Day 4, or our third day working on the farm, I was tasked with painting. So I was given this cool little like suit thing and I put it over my clothes and then I started painting and there wasn't that much paint left, so I had to be kind of strategic with how I was using it just to cover everything as a base layer. But they ended up buying more paint and then repainting over it again a couple days later. So this was just a base layer, and here I am painting, working my way all the way up the wall. I think I did a pretty good job. I kept making my way up the wall, and at some point it got to be too tall above my head. And then I had an audience all of a sudden. I was like, oh wow, look, the family's here and they're just watching me paint. And then I started running up and down the steps and leaning over the edge to paint the wall. Okay, it looked great at the end. So let's see what it looked like in real time. We are going to try to hitchhike back to where we're staying, the agriturismo, because yeah, we don't have another way to get back. So we're walking and we're gonna try to hitchhike. Yay! I mean, it's beautiful. We're in Tuscany. It's gorgeous. Wow, look at that. Wow. We're in Tuscany. Beautiful Tuscany. Wow. Doesn't get much more gorgeous than that. We're still walking. Tuscany. No one has picked us up yet. So, hitchhiking, not going well. We see it. It's all the way over there, that yellow building. Woo! Just a lot more road to go down. Still at the farm, we just made a delicious bolognese sauce. The meat we got from a macelleria, which is just a meat market, and they ground up the meat in front of us. We used fresh tomatoes, which are from Italy, and we used fresh oregano, which came from the garden where we're staying, fresh olive oil, which they grew the olives here and they pressed it, gluten-free pasta made in Italy, and with some Parmigiano Reggiano on top. Delicious meal, very fresh, and I obviously finished my plate. And now we're gonna sleep because we have another day of farm tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. I weeded for the entire 5 hours today. I just pulled weeds. I got through a lot of it, so I'll show you a little clip of that when the sun's out. Weeded around all of this garlic. Look at all of this. The last thing I weeded yesterday was this. Strawberries. Black currant. I weeded around strawberries, black currant. I actually don't know what a black currant looks like, but I've seen black currant jam, so maybe I'll put a picture of black currant somewhere around me. We're gonna go to sleep now. Today I am painting or staining some wood. Oh, I'm pulling weeds. Watch me stain some wood. I'm staining wood. It's kind of like painting. Once again, there wasn't a ton of stain left, similar to the paint, and I needed it to last for all the wood pieces, so I was being weary of using it all up. Do you see this landscape here? Like, oh my gosh, look at these clouds. Look at these cypress trees. It was just so insane that it was all real and this beautiful all the time. Now I've moved to another piece of wood and I turn it and I keep staining. I should have worn that suit again though that I wore when I was painting because I got some stain on my pants and on my jacket. Oops. Well, now I always have a part of this experience with me. I finished up all the pieces and take a look. We weeded all of this area. This is kale. This is beets, I believe. Before. Here's some little critters that we saw in the gardens. Pulled a ton of weeds. Woo! Cut all this chard. After cutting the chard from the garden, I then needed to cut the stems from the leaves so that it can be boiled and frozen for them to use whenever they want to cook with it. I love how much they use the food that they grow and they make it last all year. Look at how big that pile is getting in the bowl. I kept the stems separate from the leaves since they have different cook times. Now let's look at a different angle of me cutting. Ooh, look at that lighting. And I'm carefully inspecting each leaf here. Wow. Now here's an even different angle. This one's fun. Wow, look at the piles changing. I obviously sped this clip up a ton. It took a lot longer than I thought to cut everything. I'm almost finished and here we go. I'm done. Take a look at the finished product. Here's all of the stems and then all of the leaves in the bowl. and leaves in this bowl over here. Now I'm bringing the pieces that weren't good out to the weed scrap pile. Walk with me as I do that. Okay, it's a really long walk, so bear with me for a couple moments here. Do 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 do. Okay, now I'm speeding it up. Do 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 do. And there it is. Bye, scraps.
Okay, I'm gonna come get some eggs from the chicken coop. Whoa! There's some colored ones. Whoa. Oh no, those are rocks. Oh, so they know where to lay the eggs. That's cool. Look at this. I think that's an egg. Whoa. Okay, 5 eggs over there. That'd be funny if I brought those in. Wait, I can't tell if these have stuff in them. There. Now I don't know what's rock. Oh no. Oh wait, that's much heavier. Okay, we're good. Look! Okay, next. Oh my gosh, that's a far way back. We've got asparagus here. This is asparagus. Here is the lavender that we cleaned. Got some sage. We had sage in our lunch today with the fresh eggs. Now we'll add it to the bowl with the rest of the eggs. Okay. So that's older eggs, and we're gonna put the newer eggs in the bowl. All done. Yay!
This was our last day at the agriturismo, and we rested and explored Pacioli again. At this WWOOF, you get 2 days off each week. We chose to take our second day off the day before we went, so we had a fully rested travel day. We worked 2 days, day off, and then 3 more days. I was pooped. And that was our WWOOF experience, 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for hosting us, Agriturismo La Casolare. And now some moments that make me laugh.
Oh no, I forgot my gloves.
Yeah, this is why I told you to bring your tripod.
I figured that out after. Not a beauty contest. There is. I did math right. Good job, Mallory.
Oh, I just started recording.
Ay, ay, ay. There's some colored ones. Oh no, those are rocks.